All right. You ready?
Let's go.
All right. Clap in. One, two, three. What's up, Lamer Gamers? This is Rowdy 5000 and
Sibley Travis.
for the Lamer Gamers podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to put on our headbands and windsuits so we can take a brisk power walk down memory lane and talk about some of our favorite and not so favorite gaming sidekicks. We've also reached out to some of our fellow podcasters, streamers, and fans to get their opinions.
All right, guys. So we need to do the break. Do we need to clap again?
No, you were supposed to go now before we get started. Oh, no, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
No. Hang on. Do we do that? Do we do that in the intro before we get started?
No, I normally do like something wacky and crazy, but we kind of mixed it. So after that, we do a transitional break, and then we do the before we get started. So we got to clap again.
Okay, hang on. Let me check my logic real quick. Make sure there's a spot where I can... What is...
My phone just decided to explode all at once. So I'm muting it. Hey, Skylar, while you're in chat, tell us what your favorite and least favorite gaming sidekick is, and we'll read it whenever we get to that section later. Yeah. And if Mr. Gunslingerer has any suggestions, that'd be dandy.
Hey, I'm going to start from the beginning again,
okay,
and then add my... So now it's time to cue the music.
Perfect.
And that's where we'll do a break.
Yeah, that's what we forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get rid of that recording. Delete. All right. Start new recording. You still recording?
I am. So should I start a new recording?
Nah.
Okay. Just clap.
We'll just do a new clap. Yeah, keep yours all one. It's just easier for me to see the claps and start editing from there.
Sounds
all right.
good.
So I'll do the intro, then add in the cue the music. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Clap in. 1, 2, 3. What's up, Lamer Gamers? This is Rowdy 5000 and
Simply Travis
for the Lamer Gamers podcast. And in today's episode, we're going to put on our headbands and windsuits so we can take a brisk power walk down memory lane and talk about some of our favorite and not so favorite gaming sidekicks. We've also reached out to some of our fellow podcasters, streamers, and fans to get their opinions. So I guess it's time to cue that music.
All right, and I'll do the startup.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, guess what I forgot to do?
Record?
I forgot to turn off my fan and my AC.
No, that's cool. I could just I could just edit yours down to just that one spot if it's too loud.
Hey, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my fan before I forget, though.
Okay.
Back in a second. Also unplug the fish tank, and and there's a train going in the background. This is amazing. Ran. I'll be out of breath for this starter. All right, so I'm just going to kind of segue into it. And should I go ahead and talk about my first one? Or
yeah.
Throw it over to you.
Okay. Whichever. No, throw it to me.
Will do. All right, I'll figure out a way to throw it to you. All right, I'm ready when you is.
All right, recording. Pulling my notes back up. All right, clapping. 1, 2, 3.
All right, guys, before we get started, if you like what we're doing here, don't forget to press up, up, down, down, left, right, be a start. And then like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. Also, check us out at Lamer Gamers Cast on Twitter and throw a review down on Apple Podcast or Podchaser. So, we are, first in this segment, going to talk about the games that have the best sidekicks and why we like those sidekicks. We also might give you some, some little I guess, not clues, not tips, but we're gonna talk about fancy, fun facts.
We're gonna include some tidbits.
Also, some things we could talk about is, do they add to the story in any meaningful way, and can you play as them in the future in other games? So, Rowdy, who is the first on your list?
All right, I want to start off with a pretty heavy one. I'm starting off with Yoshi.
Ooh.
So think about this.
I thought Yoshi's not that heavy.
Well, no. This topic's going to get a little heavy, though.
Oh, it's going to get deep.
Because Yoshi, seriously, it's one of the most underrated sidekicks of all time. Just think about how much work Yoshi actually does in any game that they're in. Just think about that for a second. You first see Yoshi in, well, the first time you actually play with Yoshi, I think, is in Yoshi's Cookie or whatever on NES, but nobody remembers that.
Was he in Mario 3 first or Yoshi's Cookie?
No, Yoshi's Cookie.
Oh, Yoshi's Cookie. Okay, Super Mario is what I was thinking. Yeah.
So Super Mario World is when Yoshi shows up and he's a sidekick. So you ride around on Yoshi. Yoshi eats all these enemies, stomps on all these enemies, and all this stuff. I mean, just constantly helping out. You eat enough berries, you get a 1-up from Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi helps out in so many different ways. And what do we do to Yoshi?
Terrible things.
We double jump off of Yoshi, and they fall into a pit.
Poor Yoshi.
We should be ashamed of ourselves.
I agree. Now, my favorite iteration of Yoshi had to be Super Mario Brothers, because I miss when Yoshi colors meant they had certain powers. I kind of want them to bring that back.
Yeah, man. And Super Mario World, dude, one of my favorite games of all time that'll never change. You had red Yoshi, spit fire. You had blue Yoshi, he could fly. Yellow Yoshi, stomp. Green Yoshi, nothing.
Doesn't do anything, and yet he's the most popular one.
Yeah, man, but that's the craziest thing to think about Yoshi, man. I mean, Yoshi does so much, and all we do is just jump off of him and make him fall into a pit.
Literally kick him to his death.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it just ain't right, guys. It's not right at all. So I guess I'll go ahead and hop into mine. Mine's going to be no one. You have such a nice, popular character for your first sidekick. And he's in every single Mario-based game because of how popular. Now, I say he, but it could be she. It lays eggs. However, I think they may not necessarily have a gender.
I just said they because I've seen a bunch of them, and they lay eggs. And if they do have different sexes, then I mean, there's got to be. Some of them have to be different. I mean, there's just so many of them. So
this got deeper than it should have.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. This. I. Sorry, that just came out of the middle of nowhere. But there are questions about the family trees of Yoshi's and how they. One, are Yoshi's evil because they throw their children? Or is Mario evil because he makes Yoshi throw his children?
But the thing is, are all those eggs fertilized so that they're actually Yoshi children?
Probably not. So it's like evil chicken dinosaur that has the powers of Kirby.
Pretty much.
But can you imagine the combination? Okay, so first of all, are they truly eggs? If you think about it, because the Yoshi eats said enemy, puts it into his system, and then pops out this thing. Is it so much an egg as it is a
poop?
Kind of like an owl pellet? You know?
Yeah,
Yoshis can pop out of the egg sometimes. And there's no explanation for this, but only if they're in a box. I think that's the trick. They have to be in that box, and you hit it with your head in Mario, and then
Yeah.
Yoshi pops up. This is the secrets of life.
God, so
Yeah.
weird.
All right, I'm gonna talk about mine, and this I'm gonna just get it out of the way. I'm gonna rip that Band-Aid off. One of my favorite characters, I kind of put two in here because they kind of go together, is in my game Deadfire, which I've been playing. Is a character named Seraphim. Now, he's one of the companions or sidekicks in Pillars of Eternity 2, but he's not a serious character. There's humor in the game, but this one's actually a lot more funny than some other ones. He's a fuzzy little blue pirate that kind of speaks with some salty language, but he has a heart of gold. Also, yeah, he's the gaming equivalent of Dungeons and Dragons Wild Magic. Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know what wild magic is?
I figured it's just like random ridiculousness, chaotic.
So the way wild magic works is you have a character, and whenever he casts a spell or something happens in the game, you have to roll a dice, and you have like this list of things that could happen between 1 and 100. And so you roll the dice, and whatever you land on happens. That could be anything from turning people into goats to bringing demons onto the playfield to making everybody fall asleep or, getting an automatic crit or something like that. Well, in this game, every time he uses a psychic attack, because this is a psychic pirate, does that make
Okay.
sense?
Like most pirates.
Yeah, he's a fuzzy little blue psychic pirate. He looks like Mini Beast, like from X-Men.
Okay.
If you get an idea. Now, I made you watch the Deadfire stream, and he was the one that kind of reminded me of you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
He's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Because you remind me of a fuzzy beast psychic pirate, Rowdy. That's it.
I could see that.
Yeah, totally. But anyway, anytime you use his psychic abilities, you can either buff your team, nerf them, or accidentally blow everybody up.
It happens.
It happens. So that's a fun character. Also, in the same game, there's a sidekick named Modweir. But Modweir's not a normal sidekick. It's actually a sword. And
Okay.
it's alive. And it says terrible things to you. In fact, the first time whenever you pick up this sword in like this random island dungeon, it says, "Hey, stop! What are you doing, you fat-fingered oaf? Put me down!" Then it proceeds to mock you. Whenever you ask, "How are you talking?" Then it goes, "How are you talking?" And
Nice.
yeah, but then it gets like a little overly excited about killing people, and that turns into a bit of a problem eventually. But yeah, that's one that I really, really enjoyed from those games. It's just well written, and nobody will care. Nobody knows, but hey, I like it, and this is not the top 10. So yeah,
Exactly.
I don't care.
All right, man. I'm going to skip around on mine. I'm going to CL4P-TP,
Oh!
as we know him, Claptrap from the Borderlands series. I mean, have you played a Borderlands game? If so, you probably love Claptrap. I mean, I don't think I would. I don't think I would play a Borderlands game if it didn't have Claptrap in it. I mean, he's funny. He moves the story along. A lot of the mess that you're in, also his fault.
I really enjoy Claptrap too.
I mean, sure, he causes a lot of problems, but there's just something pretty endearing about this little bot, man. I mean, and going back to some of the topics of the discussion, this you can actually play as Claptrap in Borderlands the pre-sequel.
Ooh.
Not the strongest game in the series.
That's the one they basically gave everybody for free right before 3 came out, right?
No, they gave everybody the Handsome Jack collection, which was 1, 2, and the pre-sequel.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey guys, get this for $1.99 on everything." Oh, now it's in a Humble Bundle. Oh, now it's with the Epic Store. It might not have been for the Epic Store. I'm not sure, but it was everywhere.
Yeah, it really was everywhere. But Claptrap, man, I mean, The humor is great. The voice actors, because in Borderlands 3 it's a new voice actor, always spot on with Claptrap. I mean, it's just awesome, man. You can't get funnier than Claptrap.
I will say, I think Claptrap is my spirit robot.
I could see that.
Yeah, I feel bad today for Rowdy because it's my last day at. Today was our last official meeting for the school year, so like I'm on summer mode, and I had too much coffee this morning, and I sent him a billion text messages about stuff today.
It was pretty funny. And
Yeah,
basically I just sent back like, yeah, man, sounds good.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, I was very Claptrappian today. By the way, I think the train at my house just went all the way to your house. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, because we just heard it on yours, and now it's
Yeah.
on my it's at my house, but it's no way it's the same
There's
train.
no way, unless unless Seraphim used a psychic ability and somehow transported it. That could be it.
All right, man. So what's the next one you're gonna be talking about?
All right, so the next one I'm going to go into is a puppy. Now it's not a normal puppy because I just said that. Speaking of spirit robot, well, this is the spirit robot animal, I guess. Rush the dog from Mega Man. Uh, so Rush the dog, I found some facts about him. He debuted in Mega Man 3, and he's been awesome ever since. That's a fact, right? Uh,
Yeah,
he originally started being able to transform into a coil, so you could bounce on him, like a little mini trampoline, a hoverboard, and a submarine, a pup marine, something like that.
yeah.
Also, best fact about him as a person that owns about 4 million dogs that are real dogs, he doesn't require real dog food, and is the best of robot good boys.
Pretty much.
All facts. Uh, Also, facts. Rush was named after the game Rush and Crash, not that stupid rock band that I can't stand. Yeah,
Yeah, Rush is pretty good, man.
I'm not the biggest fan. I know somebody's like, Rush is the best band ever. I'm gonna come and hunt you downs, because they're obviously gangsters. Um, Also, the character concept is loosely based on an anime character named Friender, which I don't remember which anime that's from, but Rush is cool. He's a cool dog.
Dude, I can remember playing Mega Man 3 for the first time, and when you could use the submarine mode,
Mm-hmm.
holy crap, man, it was a game changer. Because there was just so many times playing NES games where just you just got tossed on your head by something that happened into it. And being able to use Rush, especially as a submarine, was awesome, man.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
you can get so many places once you get those Rush abilities.
All right. So what is next on your list?
All right, next is Atreus from the God of War 2018. Um,
Hmm.
so originally, like I thought that this was going to be absolutely awful. Like I've enjoyed every single God of War game, some more than others, because there were a couple that weren't that good in there. Looking at you, looking at you, God of War Ascension.
I was about to
Um,
say, if you were saying the latest one, I actually like that God of War, and that's unusual.
but yeah, so they announced that Kratos' son was going to be tagging along for this adventure, dude. And I got super skeptical. But turns out he was a huge asset in the game. Like it wasn't just one long escort mission. He actually helped you. So like I don't know if you followed much of the God of War series, but the first 6 games, 7 games, yeah, somewhere in there, took place in the Greek pantheon. Because technically, Kratos, well, in the storyline, Kratos is a demigod. He is the bastard son of Zeus and a human woman, and he is tricked by the gods into doing their service, and he is really mad about it. So you just start messing up everybody in the Greek pantheon, all the gods. In the first game, you kill Ares and you become the god of war. So basically, it just doesn't stop. And he keeps going and just destroys the whole pantheon by the end. Um, So he's pretty much got nowhere to go. And we all thought that the game ended. No, he just migrated north. And turns out he has ties to Norse mythology now. Uh, so they added in his son. Um, Kratos meets a woman when he moves to, I don't know, somewhere in Northland. He grows a
Very
beard.
specific.
Yeah. He grows a beard. Um, and becomes he becomes a father figure in this game. Well, I mean, he becomes a father, but he becomes more of a father figure in this game. Because a lot of the stories in the Greek ones were, I'm Kratos, I kill people and I find naked women. And then like in the new one, like there's a big story going along with it, like how bad he feels about being this absentee father and all this stuff for this child. So you're bringing the child along, and like I said, thought it was going to be absolutely terrible because you're bringing a child with you. But I mean, the kid's at least part god because he's Kratos' son. Um, so he has this bow, and he can stun enemies with either lightning bow or ice lightning arrows or ice arrows. Ooh, I feel bad about not remembering that now. Um, but no, like you could be doing combos, and sometimes if a character runs up on you, he could jump on their back and use his bow to start choking them out to stun them. Um, so he doesn't get in the way. He helps out. You could even instruct him on which enemies to shoot to help with your combos. And once again, not an escort mission. Absolutely awesome that that wasn't there. So I cannot wait for the next God of War because his son was part of the biggest plot twist in the game, and it has to carry over into the next one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to go play that game now.
Let's skip this podcast and go play video games. That's
All
how I
right.
felt lately.
Next on your list, because I'm going to keep going.
All right, so my next one is more of a surprise, or how surprised I was. Bowser. Or, if you're like me and grew up in the early 90s, King Koopa. You know, he went through a name change. He's got it legally changed to the DMV. He waited there for a couple hours. But Bowser was a surprise for me as a kid because I spent countless hours destroying his minions, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I've squished Zumbas, I kicked demon turtles down endless pits, and I sent all of his children to a grave by the time this game came out, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, I've done some damage to Bowser. What has he done to me? He trapped my girlfriend.
Numerous times.
I mean, I don't even know if that's like for sure. Like, are they really dating?
No.
No. See? So I saved this princess. And you know, this just showed me that sometimes we can put aside our differences and take down a larger enemy in games. His name was Smithy, and nobody's ever heard of him since then. So, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But it was really fun to play as Bowser. You know, growing up, and you always see this evil bad guy supposedly, and I don't know. It was really fun. He was a humor. He had a lot of humor in his character, and you really see, I think, since this game. Where they have a little more fun with Bowser as a character after that fact.
So what's funny is like that story was the Mario RPG story was all done by like Square Enix.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's funny that they took a lot of that and it's now like Nintendo lore.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but one thing I really liked about his character in there was all the times that he would kind of like turn around and start crying.
You saw the soft, sensitive
Yeah.
side of his spiky, fire-breathing demeanor.
And then he would turn around and he'd be all tough again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not only that, did you could play as Bowser in Mario and Luigi Inside Bowser's Story, I think is what it was
Yeah,
called.
he's shown up as a friend in other games too, and you know, even think about it. You know, after this happened, well, actually, I think before this happened, the first time we really see him as not so much a friend, but at least he's, you know, going out and getting some fresh air. You know, you see him in Mario Kart and tennis. You know, they hang out. You
Yeah,
know, you
sometimes.
know, they hang out. It's chill. Mario Party specifically, although he did get really angry in the Wii U version.
Yeah.
Which, granted, I really liked the asymmetrical gameplay in that one, where Bowser was, stomping around trying to chase the people playing. I did not enjoy the train that you were forced to be into running away from Bowser, though.
Yeah.
But, I do feel good that Bowser finally got his revenge uh, multiple times in, I guess, parallel universes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. You know, uh, so took a little bit different turn than you probably expected.
That really was probably the best iteration of Bowser being a sidekick. Was definitely an RPG.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, he since then, and you look at the latest Mario, like Odyssey, um, not to be confused with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, two different games.
Yeah.
But he's a very fun character in that game, and he becomes more fun. I think after Mario RPG, if you look at 1, 2, and 3, there's not so much humor with Bowser himself. There is with like the Koopa kids. Uh,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of humor there, but it wasn't in the same vein of just being ridiculously kooky at times. Where Bowser goes to marry Peach and he's got this fancy hat and stuff, or even the Galaxy series and things. Now, I will say, plot armor is a very strong thing in the Mario universe because if Bowser was fighting with you on a team, it would only take 3 hits to kill him, and he would be a total detriment to the entire team.
That is true.
So I think plot armor has helped Bowser in this instance.
Yeah.
So, oh, and it'll be interesting in the new Paper Mario. Are we going to see Bowser as a friend also? Will he be a good sidekick when he's folded up?
Yeah, you see him folded up and running with you, so who knows?
It'd be a good time. All right, so what do you have next on your list?
All right, next is Ellie from The Last of Us. And I mean, I understand that she's like a main character. Like she's one of the main protagonists. But the reason why I've considered her a sidekick is because you mainly play as Joel through most of the game. I mean, you meet Ellie, I mean, at the beginning. Um, and she'll take it, she'll shoot some enemies and like she'll help out with puzzles. But I mean, the biggest part I think that she plays in the story is there's a point where the main character Joel is about to be murdered, pretty much. And if it wasn't for Ellie stepping in, he'd be dead. Um, and I think this is kind of in where in the story he changes his opinion on Ellie. Because in The Last of Us, he meets Ellie like I guess maybe an hour into the game, if that. Um, and then by 3 hours into the game, it's you and Ellie, and that's it. So he hasn't known her for all this time, and he's I don't know in his 40s, and this is a 13-year-old girl, and he's having to smuggle her across the a I don't want to say zombie infested, but a clicker infested U.S.
Is that what they call zombie? Okay, I haven't played this game, Rowdy, so I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What they
it's
call zombies?
well, some of them are called clickers because the cordyceps parasite has taken them over, and they don't have eyes anymore, so they get around by clicking. So they use what's that called? Like what bats have, like their radar
Yeah, that word that I can't think of because my brain's going dead because I'm no
sonar.
longer teaching.
It's like a sonar effect, and
Yeah,
that's how they get
sonar.
around. Um, but yeah, so he doesn't really trust her at the beginning. He doesn't really know her. I mean, she's a 13-year-old kid, and this is like she's never known what the world was like prior to the outbreak, because the outbreak happened 20 years prior to the beginning of the game. So she's 13. She's lived in this world the whole time, and it's just you don't know what's going on through her head. She doesn't understand what's going on in the world prior to this. And Joel's lived in both of them. I mean, he's 40 some odd years old, and he kind of doesn't want to get attached to her. at the beginning because at the nope, that would be ruining the story.
Yeah, don't do that.
Not going to talk about that. But yeah, so Ellie's awesome. And then there's a part in the game where you play as her, which is awesome. And then now in The Last of Us 2, she's going to be the main character. Absolutely awesome. Can't wait for that. And to this day, like I know I've talked so much about this game, but still to this day, I can't come up with the words to express just how good it is, other than this is the goodest game.
It's the goodest. Quite eloquent, sir. Your language and vocabulary is loquacious. I don't know if that's the right way to use it.
But
Yeah.
basically, this is one of the greatest games of all time. And if you haven't played it, play it.
Will
Look
do.
at you, Travis.
Yeah, I was actually talking to the Game Witness Discord about the peer pressure that I have to play PS4 and get a PS4. I can't find them. I swear, Rowdy. I really cannot find them. I've
So
tried.
so here's the deal.
Rowdy's going
I
to beat me
can
up and take my lunch money.
I could let you borrow my PS3 and you could play the PS3 version of it. Or once I get my PS5, you could borrow my PS4 and you could play the PlayStation 4 version of it.
We'll figure it out. There might be, depending on the price, I might end up with both of them.
It
We'll see
is
what
an
happens.
absolute must play. It is so good.
It's okay. I can get Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you still won't get it though.
Oh, I'm going to get that on PC. All right, you ready for me to go into my last one before we do our combo character?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, dog meat. How can you not like dog meat? Now, I don't mean like eating it. That's gross. You're a terrible person for thinking that. But dog meat is the companion you get in the Fallout game. Now, I had originally written in my notes, originally in Fallout 3, but I was wrong. And Rowdy made sure I knew that. And then I did some research. And dog meat's actually been in since the original Fallout. You could also choose dog as an optional companion. You could also use dog meat. I don't think you could pick dog meat in Fallout 2, but it had a cameo there. Okay?
Gotcha.
After that, Fallout 3 was a different dog meat. So since Fallout 3, it's been a different one each time. Fallout 1 and 2, same puppy. Now,
Okay.
you know, in the times change, there's no way it could be the same dog meat each time because it's a different story every Fallout, right? Now, dog meat, fun facts about dog meat, was inspired by the unnamed dog from Mad Max 2. The original name was something that I actually can't say, but you pick it up with the bag behind your dog if you're walking them. Now, the actual name, though, comes from the 1975 post-apocalyptic film, A Boy and His Dog. Have you ever seen that?
Nuh-uh.
I haven't either. I'm going to have to go look it up now. But basically, there's a main character named Vic, and he calls his dog's actual name is Blood. But at some point, he nicknames him Dog Meat. And that's according to...
Okay.
Yeah. It's a lovely name. Now, I'm no... we name dogs weird things at our house. I have a German Shepherd named Pig that my niece named because he was a large puppy. And my parents used to name dogs very interesting names like Yellow Dog and Blue Dog.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember? Yeah. The names are not all that. You know, I started whenever I got my own dogs and I moved out. You know, I'd name them like Odin, the god of the hunt. And, you know, fun things like that. My parents did not.
No.
Yeah. So, anyway, so let's go ahead and continue with this. So this is all from the Fallout designer. Chris Taylor said that they actually never expected that dog meat would become such a popular character. And he also said, I always intended that the various NPCs that joined up, they would eventually come to a violent end. And he was very shocked when he heard all of the work people went through to keep dog meat alive in the end, especially the hell they went through with the force fields in the military base. So I don't remember which part that is, but I do know, like, my wife has watched me play Fallout 3 and 4, And if that dog gets hurt, it is my job to keep him alive.
Yeah.
You know? And that, to me, that's one of the best companions. He's in every game. He's a good boy. And I picked 2 dogs. Granted, one was a robot. Right? This is not a robot dog. He's real. He's at least real to me. All right. All right, Rowdy. So we have, by the way, if y'all hear us randomly laugh at sometimes, we are doing this live for the first time on Twitch and then recording it. Rowdy makes it nice and fancy for the podcast, but it looks like our friends over at Lamppost Gaming just raided our chat room. So, hey, Lamppost Gaming, how you guys doing? All right.
Oh, man, I feel bad for not checking it out.
Yeah, I just see it up on the screen as I'm doing this. Anyway, so you want to start with this one? Who is, I guess, we're going to say it's the top, and we're not really doing a full list, but we came up with this name.
Yeah, it was our favorite. It was pretty much the one that we both put on our list, like right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to go with Luigi. I mean, for real, get out of here if you don't like Luigi. No, for real, get out.
No, don't run people out of the Twitch stream, Rowdy. They know who he is.
But no, Luigi, man, he's great in any game, except for Mario is missing.
Oh, let's not talk about that.
But he technically wasn't a sidekick in that game. He was the main character.
Gotcha.
But no, he's been in so many games. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. But to me, where he shines is the Mario and Luigi RPG series. It's one of the greatest Nintendo series of all of time. All of them need to be remastered and ported to Switch for sure. Because a lot of people haven't played them because they were only available on the portable consoles, GBA, DS, and 3DS. But in those games, it was funny because Mario and Luigi would talk to each other, but you couldn't understand anything they said because it was just Italian gibberish. But just think about like how many games Luigi has played second fiddle in. I mean, he's like the ultimate sidekick.
I would list them all, but we'd be here all day.
Yeah.
So I got some fun facts. Are you ready for fun facts?
Yeah.
Now, granted, you can find all these fun facts on Wikipedia because I'm cheating today. But Luigi first appeared in 1983 in Game & Watch's Mario Brothers. Surprise, surprise, right? But, and he was originally developed as just a palette swap of Mario. If you played any of the older games, and most of our listeners probably have, back in the day when it was all 8-bit gaming, and we didn't have all these fancy solid-state drives with NVMe and all this other gibbledy-gobbedy-gook with the terabytes and the flops and whatnots. You just changed the colors around, and that was a brand new character. And you had a manual that came with that game that explained it for you, right? Those are all ancient things that used to happen. But he was essentially just a palette swap. Eventually, he got his own personality and style. He turned into a taller character, because if you remember the original Mario Brothers, he was just
palette swapped. Yeah, same size.
Same size and everything. But since then, you know, he's become his own thing. And I know Nintendo had the Year of Luigi a while back, and he was a huge, big character after Mario Kart 8. You remember the Luigi stare down whenever you killed somebody, and there were like memes about it? That was when Nintendo really got good about doing memes. Like, they just went wild with it. That was around whenever they were starting to make Nintendo Directs and things like that. But yeah, Luigi is a good one. By the way, the Year of Luigi was 2013.
Was it?
Yeah, it's been that long, man.
Huh.
Yeah. Now, also, Luigi actually has a surname.
Yeah, it's Mario.
Yeah, his name is Luigi Mario, which leaves us the question, is Mario's full name Mario?
Yeah, haven't you seen the Mario Brothers movie?
It was indirectly confirmed by that.
It is canon, all right?
No, You, you remember the Koopas in that game?
No. The Goombas.
Or that's what it was. The Goombas
Yeah,
with the like
those
lizard heads and
those 7.5, 8 foot ugly things. Like those were the Goombas.
oh
Like,
man,
oh,
those were
awful.
fantastic.
You know that John Leguizamo has gone on record saying the only way that him and what is it, Bob Hoskins made it through there was staying drunk the whole time.
I mean, it
So for
wasn't a
real,
good movie.
they no, they were just drunk the whole time. Every scene in the movie, they said they're drunk.
I believe it. All right, you got anything else on Luigi before we move to the worst sidekicks?
No, man, I think it's time for a break, and then we'll move on.
All right, guys, we'll see you after the break.
All right, let me pause my recording there.
Hey,
Okay.
by the way, y'all in Lamppost Gaming, thanks for coming by and rating everything. We're recording Monday's podcast, so this is our first time to try a live show, so to speak.
Yeah, we weren't trying to ignore anybody.
Yeah, very cool. But we're doing good. I don't see the actual Twitch room. I just see whatever OBS throws at me. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess I want to start with worst sidekick.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me go ahead and get everything started. You'll start the reading, and we'll do the clap. All right.
All right.
All right. Started my recording. Pull up my notes again. All right. Clap in 1, 2, 3.
All right, guys. Before we get started with the worst sidekicks of all time, in our opinion, I want to give a shout out to our friends over at ParallaxMedia.one. They're a good old school gaming journalism website that has decided to help spread our podcast around to the masses. So drop by and check these guys out. All right, guys, it is time to talk about the most, annoying, chatty, just worthless sidekicks. The ones that make you want to turn the game off and kick the cartridge across the room. Because you could do that back in the day and not ruin the CD, right? So, if you had a PS1, I apologize. That was a bad idea, and you learned the hard way. All right, so first up on my list, and there is no order to this. We just threw things down. This one's not quite as planned, because this was going to gripe, and I don't want to make this gripe session go any longer than it should. But the first one, and he's probably the worst. Slippy Toad. What in Star Andross's name made them choose this one? This has got to be the most annoying character. Fox, I'm dying. Good.
Fox!
Good. You stay back there. I won't bring you to the next level. Yes. So bad whenever he would die or get hit, and it wasn't. Occasionally he was useful. I think they made him more useful in later games because Nintendo must have known. Like Shigeru Miyamoto must have been like, "Look, guys, we got to make changes. This thing is ruining my legacy. Fix him a little bit, please. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Cool."
And it's not that he was a bad character. He was just annoying. Like, he helped out and stuff. He just
fixed ships. He did things behind the scenes. There are other people that were mechanics back there. Why did he have to be on the planes with us? That's really what I want to know here. It is the worthless character frog thing.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
Awful. You talk about one.
All right, man. So the next one, we kind of grouped a few of them all together because they were all from the same series. Mm-hmm. But, looking back on it, The Legend of Zelda didn't have a lot of good sidekicks. And it's funny because all the games that these sidekicks were in were awesome games. But we'll start with Navi. I'm going to call him Navi. Ocarina of Time. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Just over and over and over again.
I like
Whenever you
using
got
that
stuck
as a GIF
somewhere.
on Twitter.
Oh my
it's
god!
Annoying and it gets your attention. It's
and
probably
then
a bad idea.
We'll just talk about the next iteration, basically a palette swapped Navi, Tattle from Majora's Mask.
I must have marked that one out of my memory, like that. It was
Hey,
even different.
it was pretty much the same thing. I think it was just like a different color.
Gotcha.
And then that fairy also had a sibling that was a darker color. It's almost like this black light looking purplish. Um, but yeah, that was annoying because it was basically just Navi in a new game. And who can forget Fi or Fee, however you want to say it, from Skyward Sword?
I have no idea how to say that name now that you said that.
I've heard people say both, so I included both.
Somebody
Uh,
is going to be very angry with us that we don't know the proper pronunciation of this two-letter word.
but dude, after playing Skyward Sword, I would have much rather have had, hey, listen. And then, last but not least, in multiple games, Tingle Tingle Kulu Limpa.
Oh, I was trying to think of that name earlier, and goodness, I hated this character. I don't know. It's just one of those weird characters. He's a little elf, right? And
Yeah,
he's
well,
quite
okay.
husky.
So he's a human
Sure.
that thinks he is a Kokiri elf.
Okay. Okay. He's the worst, and he flies around on balloons, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, and I wish I had the slingshot from Animal Crossing when he was around in Wind Waker,
So he was
so he'd
in
go in the
Majora's
water.
he was in Majora's Mask first, and you actually did shoot him out of the sky with what was it when you were the plant thing that I can't remember what they were called, but you shot him out of the sky, and that's how you got his attention and stuff from him. Yeah, so then he was in uh, Wind Waker, and basically somewhere in all the other games. It's ridiculous how many games he was in. So he was actually a huge hit in Japan. The Japanese audience loved him, and he got
Hmm.
his own game in Japan. It was
Interesting. Not here
Game
in
Boy.
America.
No, it was a Game Boy Advance game. But what's funny about that, I watched a Did You Know Gaming video the other day on YouTube, and apparently they were going to work on a Tingle game in America, but it was going to be a horror game. I don't know how that would have worked, but apparently
You get
it
stuck in a house with Tingle long enough, it turns into a horror game. Just saying, I would not
oh
want that to happen to me.
no,
No,
holy
that's a
crap,
good.
man.
That is everybody's night terrors after listening to this podcast.
But yeah, man, Tingle is
Ugh.
all. So a side note, not necessarily a sidekick, but another annoying character, Beetle.
Oh, hold on. Oh! I bet you my wife heard that on the other side of the house and is just like sharpening something or turning a gun. She absolutely freaks out whenever I. First of all, she doesn't like it whenever I play Zelda because nobody talks. They just kind of make weird noises.
Yep.
And that drives her absolutely bonkers in video games. Which, I mean, she loves Animal Crossing, though. But at least they're trying to sound like the pronunciation of what they're
Yeah.
saying. But no, Zelda's just like, it's just like a bad effects reel. I hate it.
It is pretty awesome though. I,
Man,
I I think it's funny.
why do I like Zelda? Oh, because it's an amazing video game. But there's some aspect. I guess they got to keep you down from enjoying it too much occasionally. They give you the contrast between the best and worst things to make the best look even better. That's what I
Duh.
think is happening. All right, so the one that I put down here next, I think is possibly one of the reasons why the birth rate has gone down. Uh, Baby Mario from
Oh my
Yoshi's
God.
Island. That thing is annoying. You get hit or anything, he starts crying. Doesn't he float across the screen in a bubble? And it's just like,
Yep.
wah, wah. It's the worst.
Dude, it's even more annoying than that.
Yeah. I'm sure, that's possibly one of the reasons why our society's birth rates have dropped down. Because, at least in our age group, we had to put up with
My
Baby
God.
Mario.
Dude, it was awful. Just that crying, just oh.
And
I mean, and I guess that was a positive for not getting hit. It's like, hey, don't get hit, or this is gonna happen.
it really was. It really shows how good of a character Yoshi is. That was one of our top sidekicks, and he kept Mario alive
Yep.
before Mario kicked him off a cliff just to get to some sort of magical ribbon.
Well, if you want to get technical, Yoshi's Island happened first because it's Baby Mario.
That's what I was saying.
So yeah, was the Yoshis spent all this time raising Baby Mario as one of their own, only to be kicked into a pit.
Mario is not a
Oh,
good character.
dude, there's a whole series on YouTube about how awful of a person Mario is. It is hilarious, dude. I'll have to find him and send him to you later, dude. But
Oh
yeah,
man.
that's one of the things they talk about.
We look
Uh,
behind the scenes to see the real truth behind Mario. Yeah, that's how that works. All right, so the next one is an analog in a sense.
it's definitely a direct inspiration from Baby Mario. Let's talk about BB, or the Bridge Baby from Death Stranding. So Mario, when you get hit, when you're in Yoshi's Island and Mario starts crying and it's super annoying, just imagine that, but it's a baby that's like somehow attached to you, like physically, mentally, like it's connected to your stomach in this creepy container full of, I don't know, amniotic fluid. And anytime you get near the enemies in Death Stranding, it starts getting fussy. You fall down, it starts crying. So you have to console it so that it stops crying, so that it stops um, getting real fussy and everything. It's super annoying at times, but I mean, it keeps you alive because it keeps you away from the enemies. But again, just like Baby Mario, super annoying.
Agreed. And also, whenever the bridge babies are no longer, I guess, useful or they get too old, you pretty much get rid of them, right?
We're not going to talk about that because it's pretty okay. Well,
It's messed up. It's
you
what
incinerate them.
Okay, well, let's put it this way. It's not too well, no, I guess that is different. If the bridge baby came back and killed you, that'd probably not be. Is there a reason why they do that? Is because do they get too powerful?
You got to play the game.
Dang it! Okay, I am
I'd
going to
be
get it on PC, so there's a
I'd
reason.
be I'd be giving away plot line if I told you that.
Okay, well, all right. Speaking of okay, there's no real reason for this next character, Dandelion. Dandelion doesn't really need to exist. He's just the humor in The Witcher, and he gets you into all the worst situations.
he's
Uh,
like he's like Claptrap, but not lovable.
yeah, and you know, I don't get me wrong. Okay, I kind of like Dandelion, but he's worthless. I do think in the Netflix series he's more enjoyable as a character than in the video games. It makes a little more sense, but in the video games I just want to punch him. I want to pretend
So
like I don't know which buttons I'm using, like I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, and punch him in the face.
so in the Netflix series, his name isn't Dandelion.
That is true.
It's Jaskier, which is just his
The
Polish
yeah.
name. Yeah. Um.
Oh, I put this next one down too, didn't I?
Yup.
So this is like the heel turn for me because I put two dogs in my favorites earlier, but this dog just ain't right. Duck Hunt Dog. Everybody can't stand Duck Hunt Dog. Duck Hunt Dog laughs at you. He is the first bully I ever had as a child.
He's so
Before
smug.
I got to school, what happened whenever I missed the duck? Man, now I gotta say though, I do like Duck Hunt Dog and Smash Brothers though. But I think Duck Hunt Dog is a special case. I think he should come back into Mario games or something like that to just show the brighter side of Duck Hunt Dog rather than just being a bully for whenever you miss shooting ducks. And
Yeah.
yeah, and also though it does make me question because it was Duck Hunt Dog and the duck in Smash
Hmm.
Brothers. Did they like were they colluding
I don't know,
to get
man.
you?
There's something weird going on there.
There is something strange going there. We should
But
investigate this.
people that could play as Duck Hunt Dog really good. I don't like them.
Oh, dude, it's an annoying character. It's what's I think they call a trick character or a weird character in Smash. They're
Yeah.
made to just be annoying and to pick at you until they throw you off your guard and smash you into oblivion. It's how that character works, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so the last three you wrote down. Now, granted, one I'm super excited that you wrote down, but and one I can't stand. So I'm going to disagree with you on one of these. But
So
tell us who's next.
first up, Ashley Graham from the Resident Evil 4 from the Resident Evil series, Resident Evil 4. I messed that one up. No, so in Resident Evil 4,
Uh-oh, something crazy went with the sound. I cannot hear you. Something went crazy.
okay, can you hear me now?
I can.
Dang it. Okay. Hang on. Let me go back to my bad. My Beats headphones went out.
Oh,
April's using them to watch TV, so I told her she could use my AirPods,
okay.
and they were connected to my Mac, which I'm recording everything on.
Ah. Hey,
So hang on.
we'll just
Stop
do a
recording.
reclap in just
Let me
a
go
minute.
back here. Let's see.
You want me to do a clap now to say, hey, looking... Well, I guess I only need one clap on my end.
Let's see. I'm listening to the track real quick.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's see if anybody's up in the chat right now. Let's see. I guess I'll need to open up Twitch. So those,
Okay.
if anybody is watching, and we'll probably put this on YouTube later. This occasionally happens whenever a dog randomly shows up and barks everywhere. Or there's lots of clapping.
Yeah.
Y'all just think
So-
stuff goes on in the background in our podcasts.
Let's see. All right, I'll just start it from here, and we'll do a clap, and I'll know to edit some stuff around. Hey, we can get those hooked up real quick though if you want to use them. Turn on the Apple TV, then go down to the settings. Hey, you're gonna lose me for a second.
All right. I see. Skylar. All right, we're going to lose Rowdy for a second.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you still.
Okay, so you might not lose me.
Ah. Rowdy was just
Make
about to
sure-
start cussing like a pirate. All right. Well, this has been a fun podcast so far. We've
Right?
been rated. I like this. I think my computer definitely is chugging this little bitty tablet. But it's working, so maybe this will be a
Good.
common thing. Skylar's enjoyed it. Yeah. See the magic as it happens. And then I make silly faces in the camera.
Do what?
Did you hear that?
No?
Uh-oh.
Okay, no, we're good. We're good.
Okay, I thought Duck Hunt Dog was coming to get you.
No.
Or Tingle.
So yeah, I'm just gonna we'll do a clap, and then I'll just know that there was a mess up right here, and I'll edit it down.
Okay.
Probably put some sound effects in there. Maybe we just put some actual trains in there, so it just sound like everything else. Maybe some dogs barking.
Oh, no. You need the Duck Hunt Dog sound.
Nice.
And then we can start back. It's like, hey, guys, sorry about that, but the Duck Hunt Dog, I don't know, we'll have to do something like the... Oh, what do you think? We need a funny.
Yeah, I'll just start by saying, hey, sorry about that, Flub. That was the duck hunt dog getting mad that we stopped talking about
Yeah, and then you can thing. Yeah.
it. All right, ready?
Yes, sir. I'll let you do everything.
All right, I am recording now. Let me pull the notes back up here and clap in three. One, two, three. All right, sorry about that flub there. The duck hunt dog decided to attack us because we were talking bad about it. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back into this now. But yeah, Ashley Graham from Resident Evil 4. In Resident Evil 4, that was the first time they did the over-the-shoulder view in Resident Evil. It's one of the best Resident Evil games ever. They're now remaking it, which I wish they wouldn't, because it was a perfect game as is. Uh, Besides Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Was Resident Evil 4 the first one on the GameCube, like on a Nintendo system?
It was actually it had a 1 year Nintendo exclusivity, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was out on GameCube for a while before it went to PS2, and then before it got ported and HD remastered and all that stuff. But it was one of the best Resident Evil games. But like I said, except for Ashley Graham, she always had these stupid sayings, dumb stuff would happen. You would always hear her go. Your character was Leon Kennedy, and anytime something happened, you would hear Leon.
Hey, by the way, listener on the stream says it's been remade something like 4 times.
Well, okay, so it's been HD remastered and stuff
Remastered.
like that. They're
Nice.
they're doing they're doing a ground up remake like they did for Resident Evil 2 and 3 now for well, it's rumored. I really wish that if they were going to do this remake stuff, they would do Resident Evil Code Veronica because that one really didn't hold up. That one needs to be remade. But no, yeah. So anytime something happened, you would hear Leon, and it was super annoying. Happened all the time. Um, and then there's a part of the game where you actually play as her, and imagine going from someone who lived through the Raccoon City apocalypse, who is now a special agent and basically the head honcho of the president's security force, and you now play as his daughter who cannot use any weapons.
No.
Super annoying. So any part that had her in it was an escort mission, and it wasn't too hard to keep track of her. It's just the annoying Leon
I
every
love
two
that.
seconds.
In the Twitch chat right now, Godhand1124 says it was perfect the way it is, except Ashley.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Looking back on it, that does sound funny that I say that. Uh, but no, like it really was perfect except for her.
Yeah.
There's also this part where she is above you and you have a context, like a little a context button comes up where you push the A button or the X button on PlayStation or whatever you were playing on. To she jumps down and you catch her. Well, your first instinct is to look up. Well, when you look up, she's wearing a skirt and she pushes the skirt together and says, "You pervert."
So, this next one you have on your list, I don't agree.
You think Mallow is a good character?
I
Mallow,
loved
Mario RPG,
Mallow. What is
whiny,
wrong with you?
whiny, annoying little
You
Mallow
monster. He casts lightning down from the skies.
who thinks he's a frog the whole time, but really he's an anamorphic marshmallow.
Yes.
He's awful. He's annoying.
I think though I just like characters that like shoot lightning in video games, to be honest. Like as a
He,
kid,
he
that's what I liked. I don't remember much about him.
well, he does become super powerful. I will give him that.
He is
But at
the bomb.
first, dude, oh my god,
So
annoying.
I've seen in some people are putting quote unquote leaks. They're absolutely fake. They're completely made up. But people keep throwing characters from Super Mario RPG into pictures from Paper Mario: The Origami King, And
Oh
I've
my
seen
God.
one with Mallow, and I've seen one with Gino. I mean, it's complete fake news. There's nothing right about it, but it's funny. I would actually like seeing Mallow or Gino come back.
So you know why Nintendo hasn't used them, right?
Oh, they're Sony's.
Because Square Enix owns them.
Oh, Square Enix. I'm sorry, not Sony. What am I saying, Sony? Yeah.
Oh man.
But
Last one.
This next one, though, I completely agree with you. Maybe.
Tails, or by his full name, Miles Tails Prower.
Now, I will say I just don't like Sonic games.
All right.
And that
Well,
makes me
okay.
a terrible person.
Let's just talk about so I was a Sonic fan, and then when Sonic 2 comes out, you can play two players. You and a friend could play as Sonic and Tails, and Tails can freaking fly.
I love
But then,
Skylar is definitely on your side. She says Tails is complete trash.
yes,
In the chat.
yes, he is. So my gripe with Tails is being so excited about all of this, and then when you finally play and he runs out of the screen, and then when you try and push backwards to get back into the screen with Sonic, you run out the other side of the screen, and then when you try and fly, no, you glide.
It'd be cheating if you were flying.
But then, like, you're supposed to be able to use him to pick Sonic up and go to different parts of the level. Oh no, Sonic apparently is heavier than a hippo whenever Tails picks him up.
I could see him being spiky and painful.
And you want to know what else is super annoying?
What?
I did not know until about a year or two ago, into my 30s.
Revelation to Rowdy. Let's hear it.
Tails' name, Miles Prower, is funny because it's miles per hour.
Oh, no.
You just got that, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm 36. And
I also hate his
my
name.
life.
I hate his name.
That sounds like if we made like a clickbait YouTube video. This one fact will change your life. No, it won't. It's completely worthless. Thanks, Rowdy. You just made my day worse.
Yeah, no, I hate him. Oh,
all
man.
right. So
you wanna take a little break and then we'll get to the fans?
Absolutely. All right, guys, we are about to hit a quick musical interlude, hopefully without any of these trash characters bothering us. And we will see you after the break.
All right, stop my recording, moving it over just a little bit. Gonna grab a drink from my Pokemon glass.
I got my, although there's no coffee in it. It's coffee or die. Yeah, it's not coffee in this.
Mine's Kool-Aid.
I don't need any more coffee today. You know this by now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting the end of the year like summer first day of teacher brain. So I get automatically I lose about 50 IQ points, and all my professional ADD just goes everywhere. So yeah.
All right, man. We ready for the next section?
Yeah. Do you want me to? I guess I'll start it up and yeah. We'll just flip flop back and forth. That name up there, by the way, on the second one is Koenig.
Oh, it's not Koenig?
No, I always say it wrong. I used to say Koenig. Or he's not going to care that much, but it's Koenig.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I always say it wrong. He's a cool
All
dude.
right. I'm recording now. All right. 1, 2, 3.
All right, guys, before we read you the listener suggestions for the best and worst sidekicks, don't forget that you can tell your friends to check us out on Spotify, iTunes, www.lamergamers.com, or wherever you cast your pods except for iHeartRadio because they still hate us.
Ugh.
But Bullhorn.fm loves us and made us the podcast of the week last week, so yeah.
That's super awesome.
Yeah. All right, guys, so I asked on the Twitters and I asked in a bunch of random places. the dark, seedy areas of the internet. Who was the best sidekick and the worst sidekick? And these are what they said. So first up from the Game Witness Discord, and this is only going to be for the first three, Rowdy, by the way, when you see the notes.
Okay.
Evil Twin and Koenig both said Midna as the best. Do you remember Midna?
Oh, yes.
So I'm trying to reel back my thoughts on Midna. What do you remember about Midna?
Okay, so Midna, I'm trying to think of a way to explain everything and not absolutely just
big
distort
hand
the
on its
story.
head, right?
Yeah. So Midna, she was this little impish type character that followed Link around and
in Twilight Princess, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. During Twilight Princess.
Not the Twilight movies. Completely wrong. Don't get those mixed up.
Ugh.
Yeah. Sorry, I did that.
So Midna is actually the one that would help you change back and forth from wolf and human mode. And it was super. That was a pretty cool idea for that game. But no. So Midna, you go this whole game not knowing if you could trust Midna or not. Because sometimes she seems like she's trying to help you. Sometimes she seems like she's trying to hurt you. And there's just this crazy dynamic with how she acts and everything. But then, of course, there's the big reveal in it about who Midna actually is. And she really helps you out a lot in the game. She's not annoying. Yeah, I would say this is a really good choice.
Good character. And the design is fun. Also, it's not very often that a sidekick rides you into battle.
That's true.
Who's the sidekick here? Are we the sidekick in this game?
Oh, snap.
Oh,
sidekick
Zelda philosophy. Ah! I've been playing too much Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Socrates, I should ask him that question.
Freaking Socrates.
Socrates. All right, you want to do the next one?
So Koenig also wrote in for his worst sidekick, also from the Zelda series, and one we've talked about. Fi or Fee, doesn't matter. So Koenig writes, Master, you've just stepped slightly to the right. I calculate a 95% possibility that this event will have no effect on your current mission. She had potential, just executed in the worst way possible. I forgot to talk about that. They made her sound like a freaking computer simulation the whole time in a game that did not have futuristic technology.
That's correct, Rowdy. You would be 100% correct. Yeah. All right, so next up, I'm going to hop in and say this one that we just had an audible thrown at us in the Twitch chat. Skylar just said that she wanted to change her worst to Socrates. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I like Socrates. I do not agree. Socrates is one of my favorite characters in that game. I'm a huge nerd, and one thing I really liked is you play through the Socrates storylines, because you can do all these extra storylines that are like the missing stories of Greece, and you eventually meet his student, who is Plato. Yeah, I remember reading some Plato's Republic back in the day when I was a huge nerd. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I like Socrates and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Oh yeah, that's a good one
too. Oh, because of that movie, I have always called him Socrates, and Hippocrates has always been Hippocrates.
Now, I will say, she says that he argues with everything. He even argues with himself. That is very true. One thing with Socrates is he says that he knows nothing. And it's kind of the concept of behind there's no right answers. You can only ask questions from good answers. It's this weird concept. But he is really annoying in the game, I will admit. And they make him an annoying character, but I like him.
I hate philosophy.
We should have a philosophical discussion about this, Rowdy.
I will punch you.
There is a old... okay, I'm going off on tangents! There is an old story about Einstein, where he was listening to this guy saying that we make up reality in our mind. And I don't know how much of this story is true or not, or if it's just like one of those legends that somebody makes up. So Einstein didn't agree with this. So what he does is he walks across the room and slaps the guy in the face and asks if it's real.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good stuff. The whole philosopher versus scientist, mathematician, all that stuff. Anyway, you want to do the next one?
All right. So fried shoes. I'm gonna
He's
guess
game
this
witness.
is
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna guess this is in order of favorite and not favorite.
These I wish he would have said.
So Maya from Ace Attorney, we're gonna say that's his favorite, and Johnson from Shadows of the Damned is least favorite.
I'm not
Uh,
familiar with either game.
you never played any of the Ace Attorney series?
I did not. I
Uh,
do like the dude's hair.
so it's pretty funny, man, because it's a Nintendo game. A lot of them were on like DS, 3DS, and stuff like that. So you could take and like you could butt in and I mean you're a lawyer, so everything takes place in the courtroom. Oh, there's stuff that takes place outside the courtroom, but it's almost like an RPG storytelling. It's a weird genre, man, but it's just funny when you could go objection.
I do like that. I've seen that a lot.
Now, Shadows of the Damned, I never played. It was one of those that I want to say it was a PS2 game. Um, I never really could get into it. Never got around to it.
All right. Well, next up we have Outta, the Sandbox podcast, and you can find them on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. They said, "Hey guys, we suggest a Sidekicks that won't shut up edition." That sounds about right. They had the worst one was Ren from Oxenfree. Said that he could be really annoying. Did you ever play Oxenfree?
I did not.
That is one I need to try. I kept seeing it as like one of those suggested indies out there.
It is a free game that I got on the Epic Store, though.
We fancy Epic accounts. Also, they would agree with you. Ellie from The Last of Us is the best. They said great character, of course, but that joke book is priceless.
Okay, so yeah, so talking about the won't shut up edition, Ellie has some of the best lines in the whole game. So first off, like she's 13 years old and curses like a sailor. That's hilarious. But yeah, so she does get a joke book in the game, and there's just all these ridiculous like dad jokes and stuff like that, dude. And she'll whip them out at just the funniest times. There's also another part where she steals somebody's adult oriented magazine and tries to get your character to look at something in it.
Yeah, let's not go there.
While he's driving. Right. She's pretty funny, dude. She's got a lot of the best lines in the game.
All right, you want to do the next one, or yeah?
All right, so the Fat, Drunk, and Stupid podcast.
I love their name, by the way.
Again, another one of those podcasts where you can find wherever you cast your pods. They probably got on iHeartRadio.
They probably did.
I hate iHeartRadio. So best, Codsworth from Fallout 4. Codsworth was awesome, man.
I loved Codsworth. Why did I think of that one? That is, he was.
Because you were obsessed with dog meat.
I mean, okay, yeah, but I actually used Codsworth because I honestly was afraid of getting dog meat hurt. So whenever, like, I would try to stay away from using dog meat sometimes if Robin was watching, and so Codsworth was my bro. And I really like the fact that he is the fanciest flamethrower user ever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and he would do some terrible things with saw blades. But
yep.
One of my favorite scenes, though, whenever you walk out in Fallout 4 and you see him wandering around crying, essentially, and he's so happy to see you.
Yes, dude. Hilarious.
Love him. So who's
just the
next?
Emotions. Okay, so the worst from Fat, Drunk, and Stupid podcast are the AI teammates in Left 4 Dead. So Travis, you ever played Left 4 Dead?
I have. We actually would have some game nights on Left 4 Dead on the PC with Game Witness. And if you didn't have enough people,
you had to have the awful AI teammates.
Oh man, they're real drag. Like literally, you have to drag them away from being eaten to death.
Awful. Now, it did get a little better in Left 4 Dead 2, but not much.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, so we are down to our last couple of them. The next one is Dino from Regeni Racing. Now, he told me Ratchet and Clank. He said he might record a mini segment and send it to us. If so, we would attach it right here.
Insert right here.
Nick, clap. Yeah, okay. Now,
I'm going to leave that in.
yeah, if he doesn't send us one, it's okay. But the last one, I'll go ahead and do this one if you don't mind. Skylar and Ryan. Skylar's been in the Twitch chat while we've done our first, I guess, live recorded show. Their favorite would have to be Barnabas in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. He's kind of amazing. I would agree. I like Barnabas. That's how you say it. He's the captain that or one of the people that help you on your ship, and he always has fun side quests, and you go meet all these people, and he leads you around. He's a good time. I really like Barnabas. And then the worst one is Leah in Diablo 3. She just gets whiny. Yeah. Having played way too much Diablo 3, I don't like her. I do like, though, her grandfather, though. Deckard Cain, he has the most awesome old man voice in all video games. And we will fight Diablo to the death. I love Deckard Cain. Oh,
That's
hey,
awesome.
Gunslinger has one. Do you want to take that one at the bottom of it?
Oh, nice. So Dino and Gunslinger both say Clank from Ratchet and Clank.
Did you play?
Man.
Okay, I haven't played Ratchet and Clank.
I haven't played Ratchet and Clank since PS2, but I've got PS Now, and guess what's on PS Now? A lot of Ratchet and Clank games.
I bet there are. That's all they got, right?
So, I'm gonna punch you right through the screen.
I mean, they got control. Okay.
But no, yeah, Clank, dude, was awesome in the Ratchet and Clank games. Those games, dude, they're these cool little platformers, man. You have like guns and stuff as well. It's a gun platformer, a gunflormer. I'm gonna stop. So Gunslinger's least favorite is Navi.
Hey, listen.
Hey, listen.
Listen.
Hey, listen.
All right.
Listen.
Well, it looks like we've come. It looks like we've come to the
Hey,
end.
listen.
But hey, listen, guys. Thanks for listening to the show. Don't forget to listen to the show next week when we have our May news roundup. We had originally planned for it this week, but there's like 10 days left, and we didn't want. I know it's going to be on June 1st when the show comes out, but at least we'll have a better idea of all of the biggest May news, which we also.
We keep putting them out when there's like 5-6 days left in the month, and big stuff happens.
Yeah. So we're going to start pushing them back just a little bit more than we originally anticipated. So expect that next week. It's going to be our big, massive show where we include all the gaming news for each console. I probably gripe about Stadia randomly. And we also include the latest games and what's coming up next month and the latest Game Pass games. And we're going to start including PS Now games.
Yep.
Because that's a thing. And yeah. So, Rowdy, you got anything else?
No, man, that's it for me.
All right, guys, thanks for dropping by. If you checked us out live on Twitch, we appreciate it, all the fun that we're having in here. You guys have a good one, and thanks for listening to the Lamer Gamers Podcast.
Out.
All right. I'm going to hit stop and see if this breaks my computer.
All right.
Crossed.
Looks like I've got about an hour 14 worth of footage or audio.
Okay, so mine says Sidekick Travis. It's going to be on the editing side, or for editing Travis side of the river.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
I've gotten used to this quarantine podcasting. I know how
podcasts.
It's actually become easier than live sometimes.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm surprised nobody drove up to my house. Like, the dogs didn't bark. Are they possessed? I
I
need to
don't
check on
know.
them. Are you alive, dog? Belle's still down there. Yeah, they're good. They're just napping.
Oh man. All right. I'm gonna go to this Twitch chat, see what all I've missed.
Yeah, I'm heading there too. Let's see what's going on. Now we got raided, so that was fun. Skylar and them's been in here. Godhand joined in. We got anybody left in the chat before we shut down for the night? Let's see.
So it looks like my Skylar says my full name showed up a couple times on the top left.
Oh, we need to change
Eh.
our names. By now they know it.
I mean, it's probably a Skype thing. I should probably like take that off of my Skype.
Yeah, I probably need to change that too. I need to double check, make sure nobody showed up that was a business person that I work with at the school.
Duh.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, we can't see what was in the chat because it only shows you at live, which is dumb. That is one thing I wish they would fix about Twitch. Also, the video was jumpy through a lot of it. The audio was great. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. I'm simultaneously recording the show, putting it out on OBS, and running Skype, all on my little bitty tablet of doom. So I might try hooking up Mega Computer here next time and seeing if I can run the OBS stream from there or do the recording from there. I'll have to figure out a way because I think this is fun. I really kind of I like the live one. Just letting y'all know I enjoyed it regardless. Thank you. Yeah, I think these will be fun to put on YouTube or something. I don't know, or just keep them for Twitch. And Rowdy's gone to outer space. Now I do. Okay, so one fun thing is I have these green walls behind me, and I've found out that if I wear a green shirt and put it on green screen mode in some apps, it looks like I'm a floating head.
Nice.
So I might have to record a floating head one. Yeah. That would be fun. I'd have to take down all this fun stuff, though, back here. I'm sure I just talked away from the mic and nobody heard that.
I heard it.
Your mom heard it.
Oh!
Okay. You're not wearing a helmet, Rowdy.
Yeah, no, that's why I had to change it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back on Earth.
Oh man. Let's see who let's check the users in the chat, see if we got anybody else. It's another viewer. I like that name. But yeah, we had the Lamppost Gaming folks come by. I'll be talking with them about possibly doing some more stuff with them in the future. They've been really fun. They've raided us 2 nights in a row.
Nice, man.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'd be cool. Yeah. All right, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the Twitch stream. So those of y'all on the Twitch, thanks for checking it out. Let us know if there's anything we need to change. Skylar, you have a good one, and adios.
Bye, you guys.